Now, Tony, it's no secret that we've had our ups and downs. We haven't always seen eye to eye. But I'm here to tell you right now, the only thing I've ever wanted is what's best for AEW. So shake my hand, reinstate me, and let's continue to change the world forever. Oh, they're hugging. See, one without the other isn't the same. And, oh, I knew he was going to do that. I knew he was going to do that. He don't need Tony Khan. Are you kidding? He signs his paychecks. Here's the Bucks and Okada. And, oh, my God. Right with a Tony Khan driver in Daly's place. Tony Khan tried to dive through the ring to escape. Are you blind? What an act of coward. Are you fucking serious? You're fucking serious? You went full late era WCW, All Elite Wrestling. You never go full late era of WCW. Oh, let's get into it. I'm John Rant with my review of AEW Dynamite from Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida. The capacity for that venue is 5,500, and they had maybe 2,500 and really bad audio, and this was such a goddamn shit show that even though there were some halfway decent moments and they're trying to build things towards Double or Nothing and they're shoving one match that I'm looking forward to right out on Rampage for some goddamn reason. I don't get it, but that ending, that is one of the all-time worst goddamn endings on any wrestling program on TBS. Yes, I'm even factoring Thunder. I'm even factoring like just the bad times when George Scott or Jim Herd was booking WCW. Tony Khan swore that he was never going to be an on-air authority figure. I mean, and obviously you can see the Herb Abrams, like whites of his eyes and whites of his nose, allegedly. He did want to do that, but he's like, I'll put the company at the forefront. And now he's decided to be some kind of on-air figure. He has appeared on camera before, and for special announcements, I get, thanks, guys. And not that the show was all that great before, but that is just one of those endings that's definitely going to be talked about, but not for the right reasons. I'm going to be perfectly honest here, guys. I'm almost considering just trading my tickets in for Dynamite or offering them and just saying, here, go, because I don't know if I can actually, contain my laughter if they happen to try to pull any shit like this in Everett in a few weeks. That was fucking rotten. That is some of the worst goddamn shit they've done. And here's the thing. I would understand the halfway, little bit like of a good idea in there if the Bucks actually proved that they could do anything serious, but they can't. They were hamming it up and being goofy. Okada is there thinking, well, at least I'm getting a big paycheck. And Jack Perry, well, they felt like bringing him back was such a great idea because he's been tearing it up in New Japan. I've seen enough of his New Japan work. He hasn't really improved. He's not going to get any better. If you enjoyed this show, by the way, guys, you are not going to enjoy my review because I fucking had it. I have fucking had it with giving them, chances and looking the other way and all that. No, sure, this might turn into the Bucks and Okada and Jack Perry against Omega and his friends. Maybe they get FTR involved and they get Hangman Page because I don't think Ibushi's going to be back anytime soon. Maybe they'll have a Blood and Guts in Wembley. Be the biggest blood lane in London in almost 20 years. But this was goddamn rotten. One of the worst fucking things that I have fucking seen in a long goddamn time. They just continue to shoot themselves in the goddamn foot. And for what? Does Tony Khan not understand that regardless of what Warner Bros. Discovery does, I don't know if they're about to, negotiate a rights fee increase. It's really none of my business. I just want the wrestlers to have a place to ply their trade and do some good stuff. I just want some really, really good shit to go on in AEW. And they have done some good shit. There was a lot of great shit going on at Dynasty. You had Danielson and Ospreay. You had Swerve beating Samoa Joe. Thunder Rosa and Tony Storm had a pretty goddamn good, match there. There were other things that occurred as well. Willow Nightingale becoming the TBS champion and celebrating. And there were moments that were good. And then there was other shit like Jericho and Hook. And this is just the worst of AEW, even with the people that were trying. There is no leadership. There's no cohesion. Stuff's just occurring. People are allowed to go out there and basically say whatever the hell they want. Jericho's basically running roughshod over the whole goddamn production, and not in a good way. If the Bucks actually had somebody to work with them that mattered, somebody that could actually do something instead of Omega, and Omega's going to be coming back in Winnipeg next week, which I am actually going to be able to watch at least some of that live, and I'm going to go watch the Fall Guy. I'm just honestly so flabbergasted that this show was so fucking terrible. So let's just get right into the goddamn review. So, the audio was terrible all night. I don't know if it's because it's an amphitheater or they just don't know what the fuck they're doing. The Bucks, Okada, and Perry show up. Security can't stop them because the EVPs run the thing, except Tony Khan signs the checks and we know he's the boss. So then Trent attacks Cassidy and Taylor basically chooses Cassidy. I am so goddamn glad they opened the show with that and that these fuckwits have decided what friends they want to associate with. Thank you, Tony, for giving me an angle I don't fucking care about. This is 2 hours of cable television. They are devoting it to an angle that maybe a few people care about, but honestly, do the vast majority of people even care anymore? Moxley then says, it's going to be tough taking down Hobbs. He says, tonight is going to suck. It's going to be a walk through hell, a march through mud. Prophetic, or rather pathetic words from Jon Moxley. Swerve with Nana, who swerves when he drives, and he swerves when he drives. Nana introduced him. And it's champion versus champion, AEW World Title Eliminator match. Kyle Fletcher, the Ring of Honor TV champion. And look, I didn't mind the fact that this match existed, and if it had ended after one particular bump, it would have been fine. That bad audio, that bad audio was distracting, and there is no excuse for that. This is funded by the son of a billionaire. He has connections. They have enough people apparently to know what they're doing to put together some pretty good video packages, and they've had some good stuff, but no, let's just have really bad audio there. I mean, what was going on? Did they only have microphones from the 1970s? So anyway, Callis joined commentary. The Elite were backstage going through locker rooms, I guess, and there was a stomp on the apron and Swerve hurt his leg. Here's the thing. If Swerve had won after the stomp on the apron or caught a small package on Fletcher and you led to something a little bit later, fine, but Fletcher then was targeting the leg. And then there was another... This kept going. This kept fucking going. Why? Why? Nothing against Fletcher, but why? There was a stomp off the ropes for 2, and then he had a house call for 3. It went 5 minutes longer than it needed to. Should have ended right after that stomp on the apron. Omega is going to return next week in Winnipeg. I hope he's healthy. I do. Even if he can't come back to wrestling anytime soon, I hope he's healthy. Renee's with Thunder Rosa. She wanted to be champion. She's not going to complain, but Deonna got in her way. She's just going to evolve. Then Deonna gets in her face, and they have a bit of a pull apart. They're going to have this match on Rampage. You could build it up as as part of a special Dynamite, because these two women can work, or you can shove them out on Rampage. A show that not that many people are going to watch, no matter how many people are fans of Thunder Rosa and Deonna. Now, I may try to check that out and see if it's, a show worth watching. And considering the fact that Deonna and Thunder Rosa are both very talented, I will probably at least check that out. And I love Thunder Rosa. What a fucking talent. But really? Rampage? Also, why was a member of Kid and Play doing the security job? That's a deep cut reference. Ospreay and Danielson package. Mina Shirakawa took on Anna Jay. Whole lot of going on in this ring right now. Anna Jay has improved. I did not realize that Mina Shirakawa is only a few years younger than me. I thought she was about 24 or 25. I didn't realize she was born in 87. Meaning that, good God, good for her. She has charisma. She looks good. She can wrestle. Anna Jay has improved. And you know what? They did their best. They certainly did their best. There was knee targeting. There, at one point, Mariah May was there. She had to watch Mina get kissed while Anna hit a neck breaker in the ropes. And then there was a knee driver, weird thing. She just, Shirakawa just rode Anna Jay right down to the mat. We got near falls, we got a choke into a trap pin, 1, 2, 3. It wasn't a bad match. At least people pop for Mina Shirakawa. And, they appreciate Anna Jay. And then Champagne celebration is interrupted by Anna Jay. Toni Storm runs down all barefoot and then dropped her title there. And Serena Deeb showed up. So Serena Deeb is going to take advantage of somebody just like Marty. Oh, did I say that out loud? Did I say that out loud? I did. But that being said, the women certainly worked hard. And they kept the stuff going with the women. I'll say that much. They got everything in with the women to just see if they could, hold some interest. So they were trying to build some stuff with women. I'll give them that. I don't think it's going to work because, unfortunately, Tony Khan has proven he doesn't care about women's wrestling. But, yeah, Willow is celebrating with it's her celebration. And Statlander and Stokely do bad comedy, and then Willow comes out. I do want to say this much, though, about Serena Deeb. The audio was so bad, I managed to decipher that she wants gold. Caprice Coleman adds lyrics to Willow's song. That's the thing I guess he's been doing on Ring of Honor television, or Ring of Honor weekly programming. Statlander is going heel soon. She almost has to at this point. Willow goes over how she was in Daly's Place trying to earn her spot and then became All Elite a couple years ago in Daly's Place. And that she is the face of TBS. And then Mercedes shows up. And I've written this stuff off with Mercedes. I'm sorry. The scripted promos just don't work. She sounds insincere. Not even insincere like trying to be a face. No, she just sounds insincere as far as being human. I hope she's cleared, and I hope her and Willow can have a good match, but no, I'm done. I'm writing this shit off. Who attacked who? Who cares? I mean, who cares? That's nothing against these women. I don't know if anybody cares who attacked Mercedes. It's probably Statlander. I'm guessing it's Statlander. They finally addressed the ankle injury, and Willow's like, do you blame me? And Mercedes like, you don't want the truth. So they almost got to where they were addressing the shit. And then Willow's like, I question myself after winning that New Japan title, but this has no asterisks, and I want you healthy. I want you at 100%. Heard this a whole lot. And then Marvez tries to get the scoop from the various people. By the way, this is after a skirmish where Willow inadvertently got slapped even though Statlander was trying to get, to Mercedes. And Marvez tries to get the scoop from the idiots. I'm lumping Okada in there even though I like Okada because Okada can wrestle, but just if he's going to be associated with these morons, whatever. I've written him off. Yeah, Tony's going to talk to Jack for the main event. They are closing this with something that makes the Great American Bash 96 bump actually really good because more people were watching then as opposed to this. So, we have the International Incident Gauntlet Casino Battle Royal something or other here with a bunch of people. Timed intervals and it's pinfall or submission. It's basically just first come, first serve. Jay White, Dante, Penta, O'Reilly, Ospreay, Archer, Commander, and Jay Lethal, and Ospreay won. Archer went through a table when Commander tried to do something. He was supposed to go through two. Commentary, by the way, didn't know who was going to come out. It's totally random. We don't even know. Okay, you just made your commentary look like idiots. I mean, I get the whole on-the-fly thing, but this just reeked again of late-era WCW. We don't know. We flipped the script. Yeah, Ospreay won, by the way. And then the Undisputed Kingdom came down. Roderick Strong was wearing glasses. It looked like he was about to go cut some wood, and he needed to have them protect him from sawdust. That'll be a good wrestling match. I don't really give a shit about the Undisputed Kingdom. I don't mind the people involved. I just don't care about the group. Chris Jericho is called the Learning Tree. This Learning Tree has Dutch elm disease. The championship is no longer fuck the world. It's for the world. It's for all of you. This disingenuous heel stuff would be fine if I gave a shit about Chris Jericho. Now I just mock him because he deserves to be mocked. The same guy, by the way, that had a wife that was at the January 6, 2021 insurrection attempt. So let us never forget that. The Jericho Vortex. This is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. Big Bill wants to sit on a learning tree. I guess Starks is just fucked. I guess he's just leaving. Bill calls Jericho the Socrates of pro wrestling. I'll call him the Socrates of pro wrestling. I don't care if that's cheap. It's as good as any of Jericho's insults. And yeah, this is really bad. Renee's with Callis, Ospreay, and Fletcher. And basically, Ospreay doesn't want to do the Tiger Driver thing where he injured Bryan Danielson. I think Danielson's actually okay because otherwise they would have addressed it. And yeah, he won't do that, but Callis wants him to injure people. Drop Callis on his head. Not that you could damage his brain, but at least then he wouldn't be able to do anything like attack the women, allegedly. Alright, Moxley gets his long entrance. Him and Hobbs had an IWGP Championship match that went in the ring for 2 minutes and was outside the ring for about 10 years. And then Hobbs did a crash in the corner where he hurt his knee. That didn't look very good. And then they went for another 3 minutes instead of going right to the goddamn finish, because it probably wouldn't have been the worst thing in the world to go right to the finish, because Hobbs was trying to make it work, but he couldn't, and he got choked out. So I hope Hobbs is going to be okay. I hope he just hyperextended, and he's going to be all right. But, and Takeshita wants a shot at Moxley. Okay. I don't know why Takeshita was wearing pants straight out of Big Trouble in Little China, which I just retro-reviewed. You can check that out. But whatever. Collision and Rampage. I just don't, again, know why they put Rosa and Deanna on there. You could have given them 12 minutes on Dynamite. The flagship show, by the way. Whatever, again, I'll check it out. Alright, so Renee is with Shibata. He uses Google Translate to challenge Jericho and mention the heart. The heart on that Renee has. I don't think Shibata's new brain is fully formed yet. So, Shivani brings out Jack Perry to some cheers. Therefore, I hope the Jags never win a goddamn, even a division championship. I actually hope the Jags leave Jacksonville and Jacksonville just evaporates. That's mean, but you know what? You're going to cheer him. Well, then again, there was only maybe half a goddamn crowd there to cheer. So, I mean, whatever. It was the diehards at that point. And Jack talks about the 5 years of AEW and talks about all the stuff, and Tony Khan came out. And I'm not going to go over all the stuff that I just did, but I will say that Tony Khan looks terrible. Absolutely terrible. He get a goddamn haircut, hippie, and shave, and I don't know, go to sleep. I ain't talking about Punk, but no, go to sleep. The man that was in fear for his life comes out looking like, it's great. Ding. He looks confused and lost. So then he punches Tony in the gut. Like, I'm not going to go over every single bit because I already ranted about it. But he punches him in the gut, and Tony sells it. I don't know how to describe it. Watch the video. He sells, I don't understand what the fuck he was trying to do. I don't think he knows how to settle or sell any physical altercation. Apparently he was in fear for his life here. Yes, scripted, but guess what? Tony shouldn't have been in fear for his goddamn life then either. And has been trying to save face, and this isn't good, and swore he would never be an on-air authority figure. Wouldn't be like Bischoff. Wouldn't be like Vince. Vince came after Bischoff, by the way. Bischoff did it first. I'm not saying he was the only promoter to do that. Herb Abrams did it before Bischoff and Vince. And we saw how well that worked out. But then Tony basically just sells the gut punch like crazy. Except he just kind of flops down. And then the Bucks and Okada show up. And it looks like they're going to do the EVP trigger to Tony that signs their checks. Nobody has come out, by the way. And I don't want to hear, the Bucks are EVPs that would have threatened to fire people. Okay. Who signs the paychecks? We know the Bucks don't sign the paychecks. All this stuff is phony and stupid. Yes, they're EVPs, but Tony signs the checks. Tony has a final say on booking. All this stuff. So people could have come out and helped Tony and said, screw you, Bucks. We don't need you. They really don't. The Bucks run off viewers. The Bucks run off fans. The crowds are smaller than ever. But no, let's stay in the back. Or maybe, I don't know, they were on the Jags football field trying out for the team. They could certainly do better than the Jags players have been doing recently. Maybe Scorpio Sky will become the goddamn quarterback. At least he would be used. Where is Scorpio Sky anyway? But then they hit the Meltzer Tony Khan driver to him, and it was as safe as when Kane tombstone Lyndon. There was about 10 miles of daylight, whatever. And no one comes out except the referees. Referees come out. Aubrey is like just getting in their face, like, go. I love Aubrey. Aubrey's a great referee. But then finally everybody comes out. All these people, like, were you locked in a goddamn broom closet? Because the Bucks and everything, thank you, Jacksonville, you've been lovely and everything. I hope that Cybertruck just freaking malfunctioned. Okada has to just be thinking, well, at least I'm getting paid a whole lot of money. I don't think Okada takes wrestling seriously. Because if he did, he would not be there. And I love a lot of the talents there. Believe me, I do. But they are fucked. Everybody that wants this to work is fucked. Were they chanting, whoop that trick? What the hell's going on? And then, finally the guys show up. And Shad Khan shows up. Looking like this is what you've been spending your money on, you dipshit. First you were ruining Fulham FC, I think that's the team, and you're ruining the Jaguars, so I gave you some of your inheritance to do this, and this is what you've been doing? You're drawing half the goddamn people that you used to? You can't draw anybody in these arenas? We're signing how many big checks to people? Millions of dollars a year? This is what you fucking do? Get the fuck, give me my money, bitch. Better have my money, don't you worry. Say hey. I just cannot. Jesus Christ. All I can do is laugh. All I can do is laugh at this point. Because AEW is just meant to be laughed at. I'm not going to laugh at the people I like. But I'm just going to laugh at the presentation and just continue to mock it because I don't know what the fuck else to do at this point. I don't know. Some people say, oh, Shad Khan could be an on-air authority figure. I don't even know if the fucker really wants to talk or do anything like that. I don't really know. How is this going to benefit anybody? Because the Bucks aren't good. Okada is meaningless. Jack Perry is as good as he's ever going to be, which isn't that good. And Tony Khan now will be this fired up guy and everything, but he'll just do something like that and everything, and he'll be all fired up. Mr. Lack of Electricity, Tony Khan. Please explain to me how this is a good show, please, in the comments. Terrible, terrible. How dare anybody in that crowd, say anything except, God, we should never go back there again. Wrestling should not be laughed at unless you're going to do some comedy. When they are they have cable TV. They have a major broadcast, network. They have other platforms where they send it, into other countries. They're doing Wembley. They want to do more pay-per-views, and they put on shows like this. This might actually rival the Millionaires Club New Blood storyline. This might actually do that. Because it ain't going to be the NWO. It ain't even going to be the Main Event Mafia. Because, honest to God, Tony Khan pulling the Dixie Carter, Bischoff at his worst, Herb Abrams and Vince rolled into one as far as on-air authority figure. This is going to be hilarious. Now, Tony might not appear on television for a while. I don't know, but I don't know what else I can say. Except, you had your fucking chance, AEW, and you pretty much have blown every opportunity. Hey, maybe they'll still put on some good matches. The television show is lost. Nevertheless, I'll probably still go to Dynamite on the 15th. Agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rentlin. I'll see you soon.